Let's get started. Welcome to the Pilates for Pickleball live movement class. Grab your pickleball. My name is Nicole Sheldrake, and I am your wonderful teacher today. And I'd love you to place your pickleball underneath one foot and just begin to warm up the bottom of the foot. So you're putting some pressure into your pickleball from the bottom of the foot. We're waking up the proprioceptors on the foot. If you have joint pain from like knee, hip, joint pain as a player 50 plus, like myself, then we need to focus more on the feet, right? Because that's where we're landing on the pickleball court and kind of everything's reverberating up the chain. So waking up the feet is a good place to start. We'll go to the other foot, and it's a nice little bit of balance practice as well, let's say. Which is always good. And you're just going to put, again, as much pressure as you can into the ball without squishing your ball, unless it's an older one or it's a more firm ball. So just waking up all those little proprioceptors on the bottom of the foot before we get moving. All right. And then you're going to take your ball and we're going to do a little visual warm up. So I'll have you look at a point on your ball. So I've got a Franklin ball. So I'm going to look at one of the letters there. And we're going to work on our convergence and divergence. So you'll look at one of the letters, make sure it's clear in your visual field, and you're just going to bring that ball towards your nose, and then away, keeping the letter or the point, whatever you're looking at, clear in your visual field. So now we're waking up the muscles around our eyes. If we spend a lot of time inside, then we tend not to use the muscles around our eyes, our eye muscles, to their full range of motion. And then we get on the pickleball court and we need to track the ball forward and back. So this wakes that up. We're going to do one more. Yes, converge and diverge. And then place your pickleball off to the side. Come to the end of your mat. Have your mat out in front and your weight off to the side. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, lower your arms, soften your knees, and fold over your legs into a forward fold. Your fingertips could reach the floor, or you could have your hands on your thighs. Wherever they are, you're going to give your head a little nod, a little shake. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, push into your feet, tuck your tail, and stack the spine back up to standing. Reach the arms up overhead, and then again, lower the arms, nod the chin, and roll down. And then bring your hands to the floor, bend your knees enough that you can get them down there, and you're going to walk yourself out onto hands and knees. From here, round your back up like a pickleball, and then drop your back down into your cow. One more, curl your back up like an angry cat or a pickleball, and then lift the heart. And lift the tail. Come back to a neutral spine. Swing your legs around to the front of the mat. You're going to sit with your legs out in front of you. Knees can be bent. And we're going to work on some core, waking up the core. Arms are going to reach forward, or you can hold on to your thighs. Tuck your tail underneath you and roll down just to the back of the pelvis. And then you're going to come up or behind the tailbone. Whatever you feel your challenge point is. You're going to go down and up. And then let's add a little rotation here. So you're going to go down and you're going to hold at that challenge point. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, reach your left arm out to the side, twisting your ribs as well, and then bring it back. And then your right arm and bring it back. One more to the left and back. One more to the right and back. And then come on back up to a tall spine. Good. This time you're going to roll back and hold here. Take a breath. This time, lift the arms up overhead and lower down. 3 more like that, holding the spine still. 2 and 1. And then come on up to a tall spine. This time, you're going to roll all the way down to your back. Take your time laying your spine down. And then bring the back of your head to the mat, your hands down as well. Walk your feet in, heels just in line with your sitting bones or in line with the outer edges of your hips. You want your heels kind of as close in underneath your knees as you can get them. And from here, you're going to bring your pubic bone towards your belly button and begin to lift your lower back, your mid back, and then your upper back off the floor into a bridge. And then roll back down. You want your hips to come down last. One more. Exhale, tuck the tail, roll up. Opening up across the front of the hips, stretching those hardworking quads. Building the hamstrings and the glutes for our pickleball game. Next time your hips are down, you're going to keep them there. Bring one leg and then the other leg up to a tabletop position. Bring your hands behind your head. Curl up to your chest curl here. From here, you're just going to tap one toe down towards the floor and then lift up. So you're trying to keep the spine stable and work just into the hip joints. The knee stays stable as well. So can we isolate the movement into the hip as we do our little march here? And then bring both feet to the floor, head to the floor, hands to the floor. Walk your feet wider than your hips and just let your knees sway from side to side. Now we're waking up a little more of the rotation that we use in our pickleball game. And come on back to center and bring your feet back to parallel. Again, bring your hands behind your head, nudge your chin, curl up to your chest curl, just lifting at the most to the base of your shoulder blades. You want your head to be heavy and your upper back is going to be working here. And again, bring the legs up to your tabletop position and then reach them up towards the ceiling and we'll lower down and lift. Again, you're only going as far as you can keep the back nice and flat against or stable against the mat. Let's do 3 more here. 2. And last one. Lower everything down, head down, hips down, roll up into your bridge. This time you're going to stay in your bridge. Take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale, roll back down. One more time, bring the legs up to a tabletop position. And this time we're going to do a hip twist. So a little more challenging for that rotation. You're going to glue your knees together, lift your right hip off the mat to tilt your legs and your hips over to the left, and then come back to center and over to the other side. We want the shoulders to remain open. And then come on back. Back of the shoulders are heavy. So the work is coming from the core, from the glutes to lift up. And then one more over to the right. Come on back to center. Lower the hips down. Extend your right leg out along the mat. Arms can still go wide. You're going to hug your left knee into your chest. So really squish the hip flexors with the knee. Pulling into your chest. And then extend your leg up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands behind your thigh. And let's do 5 ankle circles in each direction. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Reverse direction. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then you can either have your leg in a slightly bent position, or if you're comfortable with it reaching up for single leg circle, you can keep it up there. That's going to look like arms reaching out to the side. You're going to bring your leg or your knee across to the right, sweep it down out to the side and back. Keep the hips nice and stable as the leg goes around, out and back. Around, out and back. So we're working on hip stability for this set of leg circles. After 4 in one direction, reverse. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And then one more time, hug the knee into the chest. Take a deep breath and extend that leg out along the mat. We'll do the same thing with the other leg. You're going to bring your hands behind, reach the leg up towards the ceiling, and we'll do 5 ankle circles in each direction. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Reverse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then hug that knee in, squeeze the hip flexor. So we're squeezing them, creating lots of pressure in there so that when we release, we get new fluids and the tissues move around as we release. And then extend that leg up towards the ceiling, or you could just do a knee stir. Arms are going to go out to the side again. Extend the leg up. We're going to bring the leg across, down towards the floor, out, back, and around. Across, out, back, and around. 3 and 4. And reverse, out to the side, back and around. 2, 3, and 4. Hug the knee into the chest again. And then bring your other knee into the chest and do a little rock on your back from side to side. Drop your feet down to the floor and turn over onto your belly. Reach your legs nice and straight out behind you and bring your hands a little bit wider than your shoulders. Forehead on the floor, elbows are lifted. Lift your head, lift your heart just up to a mini swan. So your arms aren't working. So your back, your spinal muscles, and your core, the front of your body, have to work to keep this up. And then you're going to come all the way back down. Reach out through your toes as you reach your heart forward. Float your hands and then come back down. One more. We're going to add on with the arms here. You're going to float up, lift your hands, reach the arms forward, sweep them out to the side, to your hips and back. Reach them forward like we're doing an overhead press and back. One more. Reach and sweep. Bring the hands back. Lower the spine down. Take a nice deep breath. Push yourself back to a child's pose. Hips to your heels or as close as you can get. And let your hips rock a little bit from side to side. Come on up onto hands and knees. And then drop on down to your forearms. You can always do this in standing with your forearms on a table instead, or a chair. Now you're going to shift your heart forward and shift your heart back into your child's pose. Shift your heart forward. Keep your heart nice and close to the floor, going forward and back. So warming up all the shoulder muscles as well, right, as doing a little squat. Child's pose is just a nice little deep, deep squat. Last 2. And 1. Push back to child's pose. Let your head rest down. Take a nice inhale and a long exhale. And then you're going to bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Lift yourself up to a high kneeling position. You can turn to the side of your mat so that you can step one foot out to the side. Look at my left leg out to the side. From here, bring your hands behind your head. You're going to shift your weight into that left foot and then come on back. A little shift and back. 2 more. Shift. This time shift and hold and lift and lower your heel 4 times. Now you're just lifting up to the ball of the foot because you want to work the ankle. Getting into our thinking like your ready position, right? The weight's on the ball of your foot. Lift the heel just a little bit and then push back and shift and push. 3, 2, and 1. Come on back to center, drop the heel down. Straighten this leg out to the side as much as feels comfortable for your hip. The leg could be a little farther forward, a little easier for the hip. Arms are going to go out to the side. You're going to drop your right hand down to the floor and side, bend over. And then lift up from your core to side bend the other direction. 1 more, up and over. And up. And then come up with both arms and we'll switch legs. Out to the side, hands behind your head, and we're shifting, lunging to the side. Stay nice and heavy in your heel. And you want to make sure that the knees are tracking in the direction and maybe over those toes. Knees over toes is just fine. Keep your hips pointing forward. Try to, again, wake up the hips. And then go into your lunge, hold there, lift and lower the heel 5 times. 3, toes relaxed. After the 5th, keep the heel lifted 5 times, shift side to side, holding the heel, holding the ankle stable. 3, 4, and 5. Come on back to center, drop the heel down, reach the arms out, straighten your leg, drop your hand down to the floor, reach up and over, and then come all the way up and over here and over, lift up from the center and side bend. Come on up, both arms reach out, come back to a high kneeling position. You can lower the arms down. Come on up to a standing. You can step 1 foot forward and lift up without hands as best you can. Grab your ball. We're going to do a little warm up in preparation for a little weight lift flow. So we're going to do some cross body work, hand-eye coordination, body-eye coordination, which, as you know, is very important for pickleball. So with your dominant hand, probably your right hand, you're going to throw the ball up and down 3 times, keeping an eye on the ball. And then you're going to throw and tap your hand to your opposite shoulder 3 times here. If either of those felt challenging, you can do another 5 of those, whatever level that is. If you'd like to go a little further, you're going to lift and tap your opposite knee. So throw, tap, catch. Throw, tap, catch. Throw, lift the knee, tap, catch. Lift the knee. And knee. Let's try the other side, non-dominant hand. 3 times, just getting your throw on. Make sure you're watching the ball. Throw, tap, catch. Throw, tap, catch. Throw, tap, catch. You could stick with either of those or throw, tap the knee, catch. Woo, we'll do 5. Arm out to the side will be a little more challenging. 4 and 5. Okay, stand in the center of your mat and you're just going to throw from hand to hand 4 times. And then we're going to add on. Start at the right end of your mat. And as you throw the ball to the other hand, this time you're going to step out and catch. So you could do as big a step and maybe a lateral lunge like we do on the court. Catch and throw the ball back. Or you could do just a smaller step, depending on where you're at. 1 more and back. And we'll do the other side. Same thing. You could do just a small step. You could make it a little bigger. And then you could make it a little bit bigger. About 5 or 6 repetitions today and keeping the eye on the ball. All right. From here, drop the ball down and we're going to roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. 3, and then reverse. Back up, forward, and down. Back up, forward, and down. Back up, forward, and down. Grab your weight. We're going to do a little flow here. So you want a weight. Since I don't know what weights everyone has, we're just going to use one that we can use for a squat, also that we can use for an overhead press, and also that you might be able to use for a fly as well. So we're going to do a goblet squat. So that's going to look like getting in your ready position. You're going to hold your weight like you're holding your paddle in front of you. So we're starting from vertical. We're starting from a tall spine. Feet in that ready position, and then you're just sinking your hips down and pushing up. Let's do 3 there. So fully straightening the knees, dropping your hips down, keeping your gaze a little lifted and heart a little bit lifted as well. So don't drop the neck too much as you go down. All right, from here, you're going to bring the weight into one hand, the other arm out to the side. We're going to do 3 overhead presses. 1 and 2 and 3. Lower down and switch. So these are similar to the exercises I do in my full Pilates for Pickleball live movement classes, just in a little bit different order and definitely shorter since we have less time. All right, next up, we're going to do our lateral lunges. So you're going to step nice and wide. And this is similar to a deadlift. So if this doesn't feel comfortable for you, you could just do a wide leg deadlift in preparation for all those lateral lunges on the pickleball court, or bend into your right knee and then hinge forward like you're doing a deadlift. The weight is in both hands. And then we'll go to the other side, hinge, and we'll do 3 on each side. And I will show you a slightly different angle, wide. We're going to bend the knee and then flat back. Chest stays lifted. We don't want to round at the upper back, right? We want to keep some energy in the armpit muscles, those rotator cuff muscles. Over, hinge, and up. One more, over, hinge, and up, and then come on back to center. All right, from here, let's try some flies. So you're going to go down and have one hand on the thigh, and we'll do 3 out to the side. So I'm on an angle here forward. You could have a hand on something instead if you prefer. But if you don't have anything, you're going to lift out to the side again. Spine is staying still. One arm is nice because we're working on those anti-rotational muscles. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Weights out to the side, feet about hip distance apart, a little wider. And then we're lifting out with control and back. 2 and 3. Good. And then come on up. We're going to go through that one more time. Find your goblet squat position, wide legs. So we're going to go down for 3 and push up. 2. Last one. 3 overhead presses. If you want to try a slightly different position for your overhead press, you could have the arm out to the side and push up and bring it down. More of a cactus arm. 2 and 3, bringing it right over your shoulder and down, and then switch the weight to the other hand. Palm faces out. Push. And down, keeping the palm facing forward. 2 and 3. Whew. And then lower down from there. Okay, into our lateral lunge, or just a straight deadlift if the lateral lunge isn't working for you, right? Working on hip hinging. But we do so much of this lunging, right, to reach for those balls that we want to work in this lunge position as much as we can as well. And up. So bend into the knee, hinge forward, and then come all the way back up. I'll demo in this direction. Bend into the knee, hinge forward, flat back. Booty's going out behind you because you are hinging at the hips and not rounding at the hips, right? Chest a little bit lifted. One more each side. Hinge and hinge. Feel those legs working nice and hard. Okay. Into our flies. Hinging forward here. Hand can be on the thigh or can be on a table. And you're going to lift out to the side and back. 2 and 3. Working the arms, working the back. 1 and 2 and 3. And then come on up. From here, put your weight off to the side. Come to the top of your mat. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Hands together at heart center. Are you going to squat all the way down? Bring your hands behind you to sit down. From here, roll all the way down to your back and bring your hands to the floor. Again, we're going to bridge up, tuck the tail, lift up, keep the throat nice and open, shoulders open. Pause here and roll all the way down. Keep your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Let your knees sway from side to side. 3 and 4. And then hug those knees into the chest. Again, a little rock from side to side. Nod the chin, and we're going to rock along the spine like a pickleball to rock up to seated. And then we're going to do saw. You're going to scooch the hips back. Scooch, scooch. Legs are going to go about a little bit wider than mat distance apart. And if your hips are bothering you, trying to stay super tall in the spine with the legs out, you could sit on a little bit of a pillow to lift yourself up and give the hip flexors a little break. Arms are going to go out to the side. We'll twist to the heart, keeping the hands just in front of the line of the shoulders. And you're going to bring the right hand towards the left pinky toe. You're going to bring that left hand behind you like you're smacking someone on the booty. And then you'll bow forward, trying to saw off your pinky toe with that right hand. And then you're going to stack the spine up and come back to center. Same thing on the other side. Twist, reach the arms across, and then come all the way back up. All right. This is what we are doing on the pickleball court as well. Folding and reaching. One more each side. Twist, reach from the armpits through the pinky finger. Twist, bow over the leg. And then come all the way back up and lower the arms down. Scoot your way forward to the top of the mat. We're going to do rolling like a ball. That's another great Pilates move for core control, among other things. And just like we did at the beginning of class, you could stay here and roll back and work on that control. Or if you want to add on a little bit, you could roll back and then lift one leg and the other leg up to a tabletop position. You could work on balancing here as you lift and lower the legs. Or you could roll back, lift one leg and then the other. Bring your hands behind your thighs. Bring the inner edges of your feet together. Keep your spine curled. Look at your thighs. Inhale, rock back, exhale, roll up. If you want a little more challenging, you're going to try and keep the ball super small. Inhale and exhale. And you're trying to do it all from the core, so it's not the weight of the legs that are flinging you back. And you definitely want your neck to stay nice and stable. You're trying to balance at the top. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale, rolling like a pickleball. Exhale back. Last one. Inhale and exhale. And then lower the feet down. Turn over onto your hands and your knees. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up. So you're in an upwards, an upside down V position. Pause here for a breath. Give your head a little nod, a little shake. And then you can lift one heel and then the other and stretch out those calf muscles. Getting some weight in the shoulders and the palms. And then pause your feet. Walk your hands back to your feet so you're in a forward fold. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, roll all the way back up. Reach the arms up overhead once you're up in standing. And then interlace your fingers behind your head. You're going to arch your upper spine and then curl the upper spine without pulling on the head. So let your neck be nice and long. Up and curl. And then bring your spine back up. Make sure you have a little bit of space out to either side. You're just going to let your arms, the weight of your arms, twist your spine. Look behind you so you're twisting from your lower spine all the way up your neck. One more each side. Come on back to center. Bring your feet super wide. Hands on your hips. Soften your knees. And again, hinge forward. Nice flat back. And then fold over your legs. Fingertips can reach the floor. Knees bent. Give your head a little nod, a little shake. Take 2 deep breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. And then tuck your tail and roll up to standing, lifting the back up from the core. Reach the arms up and lower the arms all the way down. Right? You can heel toe your feet in. And we are done for today. Thank you for joining me. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'll be hanging out for a little bit, having a drink of water. I love to hear how you're feeling.